Hey, what if everything you thought you knew about your favorite show just flipped on its head? What if a character you've grown to love suddenly disappears, no warning, no build-up, just gone? Today, we're talking about exactly that, and I'm still trying to catch my breath. I'm talking about Gabriela Perez from Fire Country, played by the incredible Stephanie Arcila, who just wrapped her journey on the show in a way that left us all reeling. You've seen her fight fires, face down danger, and battle demons both on and off the job. Now, she's saying goodbye to Edgewater, and I have questions. Why now? What drove her choice? And most importantly, what comes next for Stephanie Arcila and for Gabriela? Stick around, because this is going to get real emotional, and I promise you'll want to be here for every second of it. Alright, if you're new here, welcome to the community where we dive deep, we keep it real, and we always lift each other up. I'm your name. And today we're digging into that huge deadline report that confirmed two big exits from Fire Country Season 4, Stephanie Arcila and Billy Burke. If you've been following Fire Country, you know Gabriela Perez isn't just another firefighter, she's family. She's strength, she's heart, and she's found herself at the center of some of the show's most intense moments. So when news broke that Stephanie wouldn't return as a series regular, it hit like a gut punch. But here's the thing, change can be the best thing, and sometimes departures open doors to new beginnings. In this video, we'll break down everything you need to know: the timeline of Stephanie's exit, her personal reaction, Gabriela's character journey, what Stephanie hopes to do next, and yes, fan theories about a possible guest spot in Season 4. Plus, at the end, I want to hear from you. Comment below your favorite Gabriela moment, hit that like button if you're shocked too, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more deep dives every week. So let's get into the facts first. On April 25th, Season 3 of Fire Country wrapped up on CBS. By the very next day, Deadline dropped the bombshell: Fire Country was renewed for Season 4, but both Stephanie Arcila, Gabriela Perez and Billy Burke Chief Vince Leone won't be back as series regulars. Instead, they're stepping back, though Deadline hinted they might return in guest or recurring roles. Now, here's why that matters: Stephanie has been in 52 episodes, from day one. She's the heart of the crew, balancing bravery with vulnerability in ways a lot of characters don't. Plus, her collaborations with Bode on screen? Chemistry you could feel through the screen. Deadline's report emphasized that Gabriela's exit isn't villainous or abrupt, she's leaving to find herself. But for us viewers, that leaves a massive gap with questions. How will the team function without her moral compass? What happens to her storyline with Bode? And what about the emotional closure of her reconciliation with her dad, which was one of Season 3's most moving arcs? When news like this drops, it can feel like losing a friend. But I'm here to walk you through it, piece by piece, so we can make sense of what happened and why it might be the best move for both Stephanie and Gabriela. I had the chance to sit down with Stephanie Arcila virtually, of course, and we talked about that shock. She told me, "I was in shock because I had no idea, and at the same time, this is the industry that we're in." Can you imagine? 1 minute you're filming the finale, celebrating the renewal, and the next, you're learning your character won't be a regular anymore. It's wild. But Stephanie also said she felt peace with it. She was grateful that the news came while they were still filming so she could say proper goodbyes to her cast and crew. That right there shows the kind of person she is: thoughtful, grateful, and grounded. When I asked about Gabriela's departure from a character standpoint, Stephanie said the writers know their craft. She would have loved to see Gabriela bloom into her full potential, ones we'd only glimpsed so far, but she trusts that the story will find its way back to her, maybe in a guest spot. She even admitted she doesn't know yet if she'll pop up in the Season 4 premiere. That uncertainty is tough for all of us. But it's real life, sometimes we don't get all the answers right away. Then we got into Gabriela and Bode. There's this tension there that feels like it should snap, but it never does. Stephanie told me, they'll always have love for each other. It is healthy to not rush into things. That hit me hard, because how often do we feel pressure to force connections before we're ready? Gabriela choosing herself, it's a storyline a lot of us can relate to. It's about honoring your journey, not racing to the finish line. Let's pause and really look at Gabriela's arc over 3 seasons. Season 1 introduced us to that fiery spirit, pun intended, where she questioned her place on a crew dominated by men. Season 2 had her facing loss and betrayal, and Season 3? It was her season of healing. She confronted ghosts from her past, including her dad, who she had a rough relationship with. That reconciliation scene? I still get chills thinking about it. You could feel the emotion in every word they exchanged. One of my favorite moments was when Gabriela realized that love isn't ownership. When she saw Bode moving on. Instead of lashing out, she paused, took a breath, and said, "What is meant for me will be meant for me." That's not just a line in a show, that's life. How many times have we held on to something or someone, afraid to let go? Gabriela's growth and letting love flow without control is a powerful lesson. And let's not forget her moral compass at work. Every decision she made, sometimes flawed, always heartfelt, was driven by compassion. Even when her good intentions messed things up, you knew she acted out of care. That's rare on TV. So her exit feels like the end of an era, but also the opening of a new chapter. Because if we know anything from Gabriela, it's that she doesn't stay down. Okay, so if Stephanie isn't a regular on Fire Country anymore, where does she go from here? Outside the show, she's got credits like Don't Breathe 2, Penny Dreadful, City of Angels, and Here and Now. She's been building a resume that shows range from horror to period drama to intense character study. In our chat, she told me she wants to dive back into film and character work. She even wants to explore anime voiceover. Can you imagine her bringing Gabriela's spirit to an anime character? And theater? That's her first love. I would pay anything to see Stephanie on stage, live, where she can connect directly with an audience. But here's the thing, Stephanie's dream projects aren't just about big names or blockbuster films. She talked about creating her own stuff. She's in the process of developing projects that matter to her. That entrepreneurial spirit? That's a lesson for all of us. When one door closes, create another. Stephanie's taking control of her narrative, and that's inspiring. Plus, she's got friends she admires: Sterling K. Brown from Paradise, the cast of The Bear, artists behind Pantheon. She's looking at the people she wants to collaborate with. That network of creatives could mean guest spots, cameos, or even a whole new series down the line. The sky's the limit. I've been scrolling through Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, every corner of the Fire Country fandom. Theories are popping off. Some fans think Gabriela will return in a mid-season twist. Others are convinced she's going on a personal mission and we'll see her pop back in episode 8. One commenter wrote, "Gabriela's exit is just the start of her becoming Chief Perez someday." I love that. Another fan said, "Her recasting into an anime would break the internet." Honestly, that idea is so on brand for her spirit. What about your thoughts? I want you in this video, right now, not just watching but sharing. Do you think Gabriela will come back in a surprise guest arc? Will Stephanie appear in more episodes than we know? How do you feel about her choice to step back? Let me know in the comments. And if you see someone else debating it, tag them here. This channel is your home for discussion, and I'm building a community where every voice is heard. Here's where I get a little personal. When Gabriela and her dad finally put their pride aside, that scene reminded me of my own relationship with my family. There was a time I held on to anger, convinced that forgiveness meant weakness. But watching Gabriela forgive and embrace, it showed me strength and vulnerability. That's the power of storytelling. It reflects our lives and gives us a mirror. And it reminds us we're not alone. If you've ever hung on to hurt, if you've ever felt stuck in someone else's story, Gabriela's journey tells you it's okay to step away and find yourself. You don't have to apologize for growth. You don't have to force love or force a path. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is say, "I need space to heal." That's Gabriela's lesson, and what a gift that is. Alright, let's bring this home. If this video hit you in the feels, smash that like button so YouTube knows to share it with more people who need to hear this. Subscribe and ring the bell because we've got deep dives, guest interviews, and the kind of community conversations that make you feel seen. Share this video with your Fern Country fan group, tag your friends, and let's keep this conversation going in the comments. I read every single one of them, and I feature fan theories every week. Remember, growth takes courage. Whether you're a Gabriela, a Bode, or someone on the sidelines waiting for your moment, your story matters. We're all in this together. Thank you for being here, thank you for being you, and I'll see you in the next one where we'll uncover more stories, share more lessons, and build this incredible community. Until next time, stay brave, stay kind, and keep chasing your own Fire Country moment.